Hey, what's up, everyone? It's your host, Fallen here, back at you with another episode of Fallen Unfiltered. Today, we've got a special guest on episode 4. We got RP or Alex. How's it going?
Good, man. Good. How are you?
It's going great. Nice day, relaxing. It's about 8:30 at night for me. You're just getting off work. What better way to spend your night than with the rejects? You know,
Right? That's the only way. That's why I'm
exactly.
glad I got a day job now.
Oh, nice, nice. Yeah, that's right. You said your hours changed, so you
Yeah,
can
no
get you
more
got
fucking
no more seven
overnight.
to seven.
Yeah, no more 7 to
Oh,
7. It's 10 to 7 now.
oh man, nice. That'll be great. Oh yeah, that's definitely nice. I'm not on that work schedule. Yeah, yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there soon. I'll be in the real world here soon. But
I got
I,
my desk and everything. I'm feeling like a big shot.
oh shit, man, you got the power moves now. Can you sit on Discord all day like Rabble?
Yup.
Oh shit, yeah, that's the real perk. So that's what Rabble likes. He's like, yeah, man, I sit on here all day. All I do is, I mean, you don't troll as much as him, but I swear that I don't think that guy actually has a real job. I think his job is Discord. Like, I'd love to see what he did before,
We're like,
before he got on. But enough about Rabble. We'll get to it here. So, for those of you guys that don't know, because I think this might be the first one since we started RU. This is the
yeah,
first
it's been
one.
a while.
Yeah, so this is the first one. It's been probably about 10 or so days since I did the last one with Trevor. But so this is being filmed Wednesday. It'll probably go up tonight or tomorrow morning whenever I can get it done. But we've got RP here, and he is the Jets in Rejects, and he is also an RU admin as well as he's the RU Saints. He is the Adam Schefter of our league. So with that, you guys can DM any stories, any breaking news. Like, we don't really have much trades going on now in rejects, but RU will have some depth trades. So if you got stuff like that, or maybe like you've got like a guy breaking out, or some kind of storyline, send it to him. He'll make sure you get it published. He's got his own channel. What is your channel called here?
I think it's like Shefty something or.
Yeah, you've got your own channel. He'll tag you guys when you post it, but they don't even have to be real stories either. Usually, I'm infamous for I'll put fake stories in there in the off season. Like I'll be like, oh yeah, like Le'Veon Bell is asking for a trade to Kansas City when I know damn well he ain't going nowhere.
Well, I mean, he's getting old as shit, so I might
Okay,
milk
you're
him for
right.
some
You're right.
picks.
You might be throwing him in there. You mean
Yeah.
you let go of Darnold, but you've got the new QB, and you need some wide receivers for him because he at this point you probably need some help from Justin Fields. I mean, he's probably the best rookie out of it, but he definitely has the highest ceiling. But
Definitely, definitely. It's I St. Felix. So Randall St. Felix out of UCF has been. He's came on. He had a couple slow first weeks. I think he had like 46 yards first 2 weeks,
hmm
but he's had I think about 400 yards and two scores in the last 4 weeks. So he's coming on, and he's. I think I just got him star development last week. Oh,
that's great. That's great to get the. For me, it's like with rookies. You get rookies, and you're like, like you kind of keep most of your team throughout the year. Like you'll maybe add a free agent or two, but you get rookies, and I just feel like I never have any idea how they play. Like they definitely like we don't usually play the entire preseason, but I'd like to, like because I'm like a nerd. I like to get those rookies in there and kind of see because you can find guys that play above their ratings for sure
oh
for
yeah, like and
rookies.
St. Felix. I mean, everybody. The big thing about not drafting him was his catch is a 74, but I mean, out of all my guys on the team, it's been Drop City besides him. So,
Robbie not doing too hot for you?
nah, man, Robbie's struggling. I mean, he had. I mean, I've had a couple deep balls to him, and he'll just straight out drop them. And then last week against Wealthy, he was open on a slant, and it bounced right off of his hands, right into Wealthy's hands for a pick six. So,
Like he needs any more luck,
right,
right?
and he's got all those X factors. Now he got Gurley for chump change.
Oh my
So.
gosh, it's disgusting. Playing him is like, dude, like I played him in the Super Bowl and I was like, I can't slow everyone down. Like I'm just like I kept it close for a while, but like he just got so much offensive firepower. I mean, it's gonna be tough to replicate what he's doing, I mean, because most guys have like one or maybe two go-to guys, but I feel like he's got a whole offense full of them. Like
right?
people like him and Milky, they definitely they go all in on offense just because their philosophy is just score more points than you. And that ain't how I play, but
Oh, definitely. And that's the thing. I came in, I'm like, all right, I'm going to shut down Jameis. I'm going to shut down Godwin. I'm going to shut down OJ Howard. And I kept them contained, but Gurley just ate it. Gurley just, I think he had like 200 something yards. And
jeez,
none of my guys could tackle him, not even Jamal Adams.
mm,
That's been the big story is I've always been a defensive first guy with,
yeah,
CJ Mosley and Adams as
Adams
my,
lays the
my
wood.
two guys. And they've been struggling this year.
Do both those guys have enforcer? I
Uh,
know Adams
Adams
does.
does. Adams does, but Mosley does. Mosley doesn't have anything. I don't think.
Huh? He doesn't even have superstar. I would have thought
Nope.
he would have got some with all them
I thought he would
lurks
have
you get.
last year.
Yeah, all them lurks you get.
Well, I will say the one game he had a chance to get superstar last year, I got ducked. So
Well, that's why we got the new Ducker rule in there. We felt like too many people were doing it. Like, well, too many. We don't have ducks too much, but it's like I always feel like it's like you get screwed over. Like I had like two or three opportunities lost last year, so I was like, we got to do something about this. I mean, we combat the ducks. We've been trying to keep the league moving,
and it's
keep things
it's it's
going.
moving fast this year. I think this is the fastest 8-9 weeks I've been through in the 2.5 seasons. No,
Yeah,
yeah, two and a
we've
half
had a
seasons I've been in here.
yeah. You've been in here. You weren't here since day one, but you've been here a long time. A long time.
Yeah, I joined season one. I think week 8. My first game was Trevor, and we went down to the wire.
Yeah, Trevor's good. Trevor beat me pretty good this year, but we won't talk about that. No, Trevor will let you know though. But he
Oh
he
yeah,
won't he won't talk about his close losses. He only talks big when he wins and when he gets the numbers. That's his thing. Yeah. So you've been yeah yep. You definitely were 2.5 years. We've been moving well this year. I like the fact that we've been getting like 1 day advances. We've had a couple 1 day advances this year. I mean, it's great to see people have the availability to play in the league, and now what's nice with you is your schedule opened up, so you definitely aren't working you aren't working 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Is that what it was?
yep.
Oh my
And that
gosh.
was rough. Like we had a couple 13-hour days, and I don't know if anybody's ever seen The Mechanic, but with Christian Bale, but I was feeling like him, insomnia. I was seeing ghosts like
Oh my
Sam
goodness.
Darnold, and it was pretty rough. I didn't see my wife for 4 days, and then I'd get on play a game at like I'd stay up play a game at 8 a.m. and then I was fucking asleep and went back to work.
Ooh,
So it's been
that's
nice with
tough.
like especially with the expanded roles to actually have time and rabble it up at my desk and respond to messages.
Yeah, rattling it up at your desk. That guy's That guy's a piece of work. He's gonna listen to this tomorrow, and I'm gonna get you're gonna he actually it's weird. He'll either DM me or he'll just start blowing stuff up in general, and it's like, come on, dude. Like,
Well, him and I got into it a couple
he
weeks
does.
ago in
He's got
general.
beef, dude.
He was pressing my buttons.
Yeah, man. If he beefs with someone, he was beefing with Wealthy too. Like he
But
doesn't stop. That's his thing. He doesn't stop, and it's
he
like
doesn't.
sometimes I just message him. I'm like, dude, just chill out for like go get up, go to the bathroom, like don't take your phone, like fucking go get some water, just chill out. Like it's not that serious. I love like your energy, but like chill out. It's
I mean, we
chill.
started talking about the headless horseman, and he literally was pulling up screenshots, zooming in, circling guys, and I'm like, we need to just make him like the review, and I think he is now, but it's like he goes all in.
Dude, he was like, "Oh yeah, yeah." Like he always be talking and he was like, "Oh,
But
give me this." I was like, "Here, I'll give you some. Since you have so much energy, you wanna look at everyone's game chats. I'll let you. Whenever someone has a game review, you look at it. You wanna pull up Milky's last 4 games and find one play where his hips turned like the wrong direction. Like, freaking go do it." But then
I know he's got like a I think he's an older guy. So he's probably got that little glass, like looking
Yo,
through the little,
he's got like
looking
zoom
up
like
and
times he's got like times 500 zoom on his YouTube. Like he's like just watching the hips to see like one pixel move, and he's like, I got him, I got him. Like,
you broke stride, you
yeah,
broke
yeah,
strafe.
he broke
He let
strafe
go of that
here.
strafe.
Ay, ay, ay.
But
Oh
no,
man.
he was surprisingly quiet after our game. He just said good game, and I mean, I lurked Darnold in the end zone one time, and
Mm-hmm.
other than that, it was just his offense is creative. It's a lot of motion, creates a lot of mismatches, and I don't have the corners to compete. I have Jeff Gladney, who's came on this year pretty
Yeah.
well. I mean, he was a guy out of Ohio State 2 years ago I drafted. I think he was 72 overall, and he's I think 78 now, and just got star development. But
Okay, yeah, corners are one of the harder positions to develop because it's not like a running back where you can feed a running back or a wide receiver. Like they either get interceptions because like they get thrown at them, or like they're tough to develop because there's no one really uses. I mean, I'll use the corner, but you don't user the corner the whole time, you know. So if you
exactly.
can develop your corners like that, like it's just so tough. If you're not coming in as like a high, decent overall that they can come in and start right away, they're tough to actually put time in before. Like they almost need like a season or two to develop. I think is the big thing for corners at least. Like you usually don't draft rookie corners that come in and start. But that's great
And
that you got one. You're building them up. Did you get it? You said his Dev went up to star?
yeah, we went up star after
Mm-hmm.
week 3 where he was shutting guys down the first 3 weeks. He
Nice.
shut down Juju. I think Juju only had like 2 catches for 14 yards and a TD, and the TD was when I think Jones was on him, and he
Mm-hmm.
just gassed him because Gladney. That's the only bad thing is I think his stamina is a little low, so he gets subbed out.
Oh well, I have a rookie corner I'm playing this year. Hopefully he does all right. Hopefully against the Jets he has like 5 interceptions, but I guess against everyone else like he'll be all right. But I feel like
I
I mean
mean,
he came in. I don't want to say he was like a 72 or 73. So I mean it takes so much. That was like just because I played someone that threw a bunch of picks to him. Like you just
well, that's
get
why I'm missing Goldie, man. I was guaranteed 4 picks a game.
You're missing Goldie. Well, this was Browns. Browns threw 9 interceptions against me. So maybe you play him if you played Rabble. I don't know.
Yep, I do. I do play Browns in a couple
Yeah,
weeks.
he
My
threw.
schedule lightens up. I've
That's
been through
great.
the ringer these last couple of weeks, and I play Swayze this coming week, which that'll be a good game. I've never played Swayze, but I know that Dolphins team is. I mean,
It's not anywhere
Goldmark. I'll
near
give him credit.
Saints. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the Saints, but Goldie. I mean, Goldie built that defense up, and Swayze's a good user, so it'll be. I'm thinking it'll be a battle, and then it pretty much lightens up after that. I think I play you towards the end of the season, but other than
Yeah,
that,
we have a
it's
late
pretty
late
light.
season matchup. Dude, my schedule, I'm going through the gauntlet right now. So it was like Trevor, Darth Colin, then a bye, and then I had Browns, and I've got Colin again, and then it's Colts, and I think that'll be it for like a couple weeks, and then it'll open it up. Like I have like I want to say I've got Rabble mixed in there. It'll give me a close game. I got you, and then I think you're the only one I play in your division, but I don't know. I don't even look. I just go 1 week at a time. That's my mindset with it, man. Just one
Yeah.
week, like. But I will tell you, I'll give you some scouting tips right now on Swayze. So Swayze, he beat me what twice? I blew like a 3 touchdown lead when I played him his last season in here, and I was pissed. Like if as long as you play like he's not a wealthy where he'll like knock your doors off. Like you make one mistake, boom, like you're like holy shit, I got 30 points dropped on my neck. Like
That's the
you're
exact game script of Wealthy and I's
exactly,
game.
exactly. It's like, dude, I threw one pick. How'd you score 3 touchdowns? Like, yeah,
Exactly.
like
It was
Trevor's pretty good on offense. Trevor's got his offense. Milky's obviously lights out too. Like Colts is a very good defensive user. Like Swayze's a very solid user. Like obviously, like it'll be redundant if I say don't turn the ball over, blah blah blah. But like Swayze's patient too. Swayze doesn't really press too much. But I'll tell you what, if you can get him feeling uncomfortable, he's gonna force it in a double and triple coverage because I was talking to him one time and he was like, "Oh yeah, like I rather than take a sack, I'd rather chuck it into double coverage." I was
that's
like,
been that's that's been my biggest thing this year is with Darnold. I would just I would do that. I'd force it, and with
Mm-hmm.
Fields, I'll either try and throw. He's got a little mobility, so it's nice. I can
Mm-hmm.
get out of the pocket, throw it away, or I'll just take a sack because I just, win or lose, I just want to develop him because he's shown some, especially in preseason and the games that he's won. He's shown some signs of he can be a good, solid franchise quarterback. It's
Mm-hmm.
just the little things.
That mobility is gonna help a lot. It'll help because have it. I didn't realize like how crazy it is, but it's like Drew Lock's got all right speed. I think we talked about this a little bit before, but it's like
83, yeah.
sometimes we're just like sometimes he just gets swallowed up by defensive linemen and I just get pissed. But it's like sometimes you can usually pick up like he's got sneaky speed as in a sense that you can pick up like if you're going with a look where guys are going man to man across the board and you've got an open lane and your guy can actually get through it, like they can pick up 10, 15 yards like real quick like that, and it can change the game because most guys aren't going to spy a guy. Usually, most guys if they're using their linebacker, they're covering someone like you can sneak in cheapy yards on people, and I don't really do the design quarterback run game that much, but I know in Mutt like the option's pretty good. So I don't know. I don't feel comfortable running it with my quarterback though. I don't want to run the option because I feel like I watch Milky run it, but Milky's got a escape artist, so freaking Kyler's like a little fucking uh,
He's a cheat code.
exactly. He's like a cheat code dude. He's like a freaking pinball, just weaving in and out people. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm good. Like I'll take my slide. Like I'll get my yards. Like my main job is to throw the ball. Like jeez.
Russ got me with that escape artist last year with the Seahawks. That we went down to the wire, and I think it was like 4th and 8,
Mm-hmm.
and I had Russ dead to rights, and
Mm-hmm.
he just I saw the little flash of the X factor, and then he got a little boost past Blake Cashman, which Blake Cashman's 90 speed,
Yeah.
and then he just got it and ran out of bounds, and I was cussing at Russell, which I'm a Seahawks fan, so I never thought I'd be like, God damn it, fuck
Yeah.
Russell
Fuck
Wilson,
you,
but
Russell. Yeah. Yeah, so
it was tough. It was tough.
escape artist, if you can get that on fields, like, oh my goodness, that's so incredible. That's escape artist changes the game. Like, it's unheard of how great that I think that's the best ability for a quarterback, because you know what escape artist does, right?
Yeah, it gives them they miss the first tackle, I think, and then they get a increased speed in the
Yeah,
pocket.
they get 99 speed behind the line of scrimmage.
It's pretty crazy, and
Yeah,
I like I said, like I there's been some times where I'll see an open lane and I'll be like, all right, nobody's open, I'm gonna take off, and it's just like that guy breaks away and gets Fields like right at the line of scrimmage, and I'm like, if he could just get a little bit faster or make that one guy miss, I'm at least gonna get 7-8 yards and be able to slide down.
yeah, being able
But
to taking the slide, key to having a quarterback with some mobility. Now, not saying they got to be a Lamar like that. Jeez, that guy can't throw the ball at all, but that whole
oh,
new
I'm
zone.
glad you talked to me. You and a handful of others talked me out of trading for Lamar, and then I went and looked at the stats, and I was like, oh God, I'm glad I didn't trade for him.
Yeah, unfortunately, Lamar was made before, but in RU, I want to say we gave him like 75 or 76 superstar. So I mean, like he's pretty juiced. I mean, obviously he's not a
He's
freaking 90. Like we're not gonna
Oh
give him a
yeah,
90.
you play head to head. Like I'll screw around, play head to head on the weekends or whatever.
Yeah.
And 90% of the time you're playing the Ravens, and they're hiking hauling or they're fucking booting to the right. Like
Yo,
I
just
remember
Hollywood
when I
Brown going deep
Yep.
every play.
Yep.
Yup.
Hollywood Brown, Lamar Jackson. It reminded me of E3 where they showed off the bazooka with Pat Mahomes, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna hate this game because he just booted around and then
Just
threw it across
oh
the
my
body, and
gosh,
it
dude,
works every time.
dude. I have to play Patrick Mahomes, and that shit is frustrating. I hate playing the Chiefs. Hate playing it, dude. Mahomes is so good. It's he's got the dashing deadeye, and he's got the basically he's got the throw. He's got like he can basically throw it. Like him throwing on the run is like him standing in the pocket. It's ridiculous. He's got escape artist. Patrick Mahomes has escape artist. Come on now. He's
It's
athletic,
unfair.
but he does not have escape artist. Like he's not a Russell Wilson. He's not a Kyler Murray. He's not a Lamar. Like no, no. Jeez.
Yeah, you watch him play in real life, and he's a good thrower. He doesn't.
Yeah,
He's definitely a throw first guy.
yeah. Kind of like my boy Josh Allen. But
Yep.
we'll
And
see.
Bill Hangry and I talk about him all the time, and it's just Hangry's. Angry's got Mike Evans now, and it's just Josh Allen's kind of like Fields sometimes. He'll make those crazy deep throws, but you ask him to throw a 5 yard in or
It
a
just
slant, and
goes over
it'll
the head or out of
sail.
bounds
Yep.
or at the feet. But that is actually one of the questions. You were in the Mike Evans talks, but you didn't go through with it. I think it might have been Wealthy that put this in, but Mike Evans has been playing lights out. I mean, you could have had now. Would you have been? I don't quite recall the details, but you wouldn't have been able to have traded up for Fields if you would have got Mike Evans, correct? That one,
Correct.
yeah.
And I would have
Okay.
probably still had Darnold if that were the
Okay.
case.
So you're taking Fields over Darnold and Evans, or you still you do and now looking back at it, like Evans is a beast. Would you make that move or would you keep Fields? Like,
I
what
would
what are you
say with
thinking?
the fact that I was able to get St. Felix with that other
Okay,
first that I
yeah,
ended up
yep.
getting, it was worth it because St. Felix I think can develop into a good number one wide receiver.
Mhm,
He's not Mike Evans, but he's like that Tyler Lockett, like that really really good slot
mhm.
guy
They can put
that
up
you can rely
number
on.
one wide
Great route
receiver
runner. I mean, he's
numbers.
got
Yeah,
85 route running as a rookie. I mean, not many rookies are going to have that.
yeah. You can't. Route running is tough too because you can't develop. You can't just be like, all right, guys, I want you to just focus on your short route running, become a slot beast, and it's like route running. I feel like is tough to develop too because you need a lot of it to get on the thresholds. So there's thresholds when it comes to it, like 80 and 90 is like you get better animations out of it. If you're a real nerd like I am at Madden, like there's certain numbers you have to hit. So like where you once you get over a certain number, like you'll get better animations. Like your guy won't like chop and like pump like when he's making a cut. Like he'll just go smooth right into the cut.
Yep. And that's the thing,
Yeah.
like out routes, curl routes, deep post, like deep post, he is money. Like he'll cut, he'll it's like he almost has that little shift where he kind of like fakes to the outside. And
Mhm.
so I'm a little bit of the nerd on the animations too, but it's
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
it's so
Yeah.
crisp. He'll fake to the outside and he'll cut up field and he'll just get that inside
Yeah.
positioning.
It's awesome. That's great that you're getting the. Honestly, like looking back at it, you probably take the rookie quarterback because Darnold would have to be paid this year, and you take the rookie wide receiver too because having guys on rookie deals is huge for building your team. Like
Well, and that's
it's
the thing. I
yeah.
I looked at it. We got 2 3 seasons left, and I have a plethora of picks going into this draft. I got so much cap because I'm probably gonna move Bell for a couple picks in the off season, and I'll have I think 6 or 5 or 6 picks in the first, second, third round next year, and I'll have a plethora of cap because Bell will shore up moving Bell, shore up 16, and Darnold. I've played because I kind of played some off season like offline to see what Darnold
Mhm.
would want, and he's wanting like Jared Goff money, and that wasn't happening.
Mm.
And you ask the Pats, he talks about it all the time. He's like Jared Goff, man, he wanted that 100 million whatever
He's
deal,
getting
and
like over $30 million a year or
yeah,
something ridiculous. He's a good quarterback. Like and if you know how to play Madden, he's good. But is paying him all that money like worth it? Because that's like at least like two like superstars on another position. Like you can fill so many holes if
yep.
you're
And
paying that
that's
money.
kind of how I looked at it. Is I got so many holes like
Hmm.
on the offense. It's like I can fill those holes now going into next year. And I mean, I moved Chris Herndon for a second,
That was a
which is
really good. I thought that was one of the best trades because one, I don't think Herndon is anything that special, but for a second is highway robbery in my opinion. But
I was surprised he was the one who suggested it. I was like,
mm,
he's like, I need a tight end, and I went into the DMs and I was like, I got Chris Herndon. He's like, I'll give you a second. I had to blink,
what?
and I was like, okay.
Yeah, because he's 2-6 this year, I think.
Yeah, so that'll be a high second. I mean, that's almost
Hmm.
basically a late first if it.
Those have value too. Those early seconds, like you can usually find like some decent players that like it's obviously not, it doesn't have the weight that a first does, but like when you're talking about getting value, I think
Oh,
the late
definitely, and it's
first
like
you can usually get like I want to say Chandler Jones went for like a high second.
Yep, and that's the only
Hmm.
reason I was kind of thinking about trading for him, and I mean at fair value,
Hmm.
props to Milky for wanting a second for him, but I just didn't want to do that for. I mean he's a good player, but he's older, and I'm
Hmm.
like I'd rather get younger because the Jets are an older team, especially on that offensive line, and the receivers are getting up there. And I mean, like Quincy Enunwa, I'm stuck with his terrible contract through this year, and he's 85 speed. So it's rough, and I just kind of was planning ahead, and I'm like, if I struggle a little bit this year, 8-8 or somewhere in there, but if I can develop Fields and get rid of some of these bad contracts, I still got 3 years of a good solid team. So
Yeah, man. So you said 2 or 3 years, but I'm planning on at least 4 or 5.
okay, that's
So
even better. That's
yeah,
even better.
yep.
So because
So
then Fields will be like a 5-year vet
yeah,
or something at
but
that
you're gonna
point.
need to
So.
pay him though. But you play a bunch of years of the rookie deal. It's worth it.
Yep,
So
definitely. And I've
yeah.
always been that way. I've kind of been always a defensive minded coach because I mean I played defense in high school and a little bit at JUCO, and it's just I'd rather have more pieces on my defense and then
hmm
just try and play smart on offense. So
Defense first. So in my playing days, I didn't play defense. Just so I played on the offensive line, and then obviously you double up as a D tackle, but nah, I didn't like defense. I like more of the offense. Maybe because you get the idea that at least our coaches were always like, oh yeah, like our defense is like the dumb players. They're just mean and nasty. Like they just like I'm telling you, we had some of the craziest dudes on our defensive line. Like I remember this one guy freaking stapled like he took a staple gun and freaking stapled his forehead because he was that fucking crazy. But I'll tell you what though, that guy was a mean son of a bitch on the field.
we had an all-state wrestler. Well, here's
Mhm.
our linebacking crew. We had our
Mhm.
middle linebacker, so the guy next to me. So I played weak side.
Mhm.
The guy next to me was all-state fucking champ wrestler at 185.
Damn.
The safety was like all-American basketball, football, soccer, track. The dude was just a fucking athlete.
Mhm.
And then our D line was just Pedro Gomez. He was I think number one Iowa wrestler for like the 280-pound class. So he just fucking swallowed dudes up.
Just
And then
strong.
it was fun. And then it was just like our defensive coach, and it just hated the offensive coach because all the offensive kids, like, so the school I came from,
Mhm.
it was like all the offensive guys were the snotty rich kids, and all the defensive were the blue collar kids that were on paid school lunches, and we just
We
fucking
get free
loved
lunch,
lighting
baby.
those little preppy kids up
Yeah.
at practice. I'll never forget. We had this play, and it was a read option where where the little slot guy, and he was the cockiest motherfucker on the whole team,
Yo, thinking he's the
and
best guy,
he
but
would
he
come,
ain't shit.
yep,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
he would have the crackback on
Mhm.
the option, so he kept crackbacking on, and then I finally had enough of it, and I moved to the strong side, and I said, all right, if he's going to keep crackbacking me, I'm going to wait till they throw it, because we played both ways, and I had
Mhm.
the offensive wristband and the defensive wristband, so I was like, all right, let me move over to
Mhm.
strong side for this play, and he
Mhm.
came across the middle, and I just lit him up, and I'll never forget the coaches because it was like a scout team practice, and he's just like,
Yeah,
why the
the
fuck are
scout
you
team
defensive
hero.
player? Yeah. He's like, why the fuck are you
You cheating
fucking
them damn
defensive?
plays. What the
Yeah,
fuck?
and
You're
I'm
not
like,
making us any better. Yep. Yep.
exactly.
Oh,
And I was
yep.
like, and he's like, I'm not raising a bunch of pussies on defense. If you expect us to fucking do two-hand touch in practice, how the fuck are they gonna hit on Friday night?
That shit's funny. That's awesome. That's awesome. So, linebacker, did you play anywhere else on offense? Or you would
I
probably
played
just
I played a little bit of
yeah,
tight end.
a little bit of
So
tight end linebacker. Okay, so you were like a half pretty guy there at tight end. Like, what was funny is our tight ends in high school, we never threw the ball to them, so they'd have to practice with the tackles, and they would just practice freaking combo blocks. Like they got like the two
yep.
minutes, 2 minutes throwing routes, but other than that, it's just blocking, blocking,
Well, and
blocking.
that was the thing.
Yeah.
It was I would always have to block, and then we went to the state playoffs, and
Mhm.
they had us throwing the ball to us, and it was funny because that other guy who was the middle linebacker,
Mhm.
him and I were the two tight ends, and we were like dropping balls, and we're like, God damn, we haven't had a pass thrown to us in fucking 2 months.
Yeah, yeah. We had our tight end. I want to say he caught like maybe 10 passes all year, and like what is it? He had like 2 or 3 touchdowns just off of it, just off of like he had like little catches, low amount of catches, but they were just touchdowns. That's all he'd do. Get down on the like goal line We really were coming in like right when the RPOs got really big. So we had a really good RPO play that threw
Mhm.
everyone off. So like my senior year, we had two running backs go over 1,500 yards. So we ran the ball a lot, and so he was we were able to sneak him out. But that was the bread and butter, the three dart. So it's like a counter play, and then tight ends. It was like a tight end pop pass, and he got money on it. I see. Oh, great. Off topic here, but general chat is calling me
No,
Big
I
Daddy.
know,
Yeah.
it's reliving the high school
Yeah,
glory days.
I was talking about it with Llama, and Llama was we got a little bit in depth there with high school. He played quarterback, so I can't really relate to that. You know, he was the guy. Oh yeah, he was like, yeah, they called me Brett Favre back in high school. It's like, all right, calm down now. Yeah, I want to say who else? Trevor. All right. Do you think Trevor played football in high school?
No.
Yeah, you're right. Okay. Wealthy. Do you think Wealthy played football in high school?
Hell no.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, so both those guys they never played it, so I can't relive the glory days with them. Like I was, you know, me and Llama were living it up. Like he was talking about he played a little bit in college and then he had joined the military, so he didn't play as much. But yeah, freaking Wealthy, Trevor, nah, I don't even think they ever played freaking little league
I,
football.
I saw that Instagram of Trevor, and I'm like, he's a pretty boy. He's too pretty for football. He played tennis.
He played tennis. He was on the water polo team. Like he was.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. So, uh, quick fun fact though, when you're like Rabble was mixing it up with the motions. Like yeah, Rabble played college football. He played with Stormy. So like Rabble's got a good offensive mind. He like you play some of these guys and they just cheese whiz like Amit, Trevor, yo, they're taking the freaking can of cheese whiz just spraying that on you. But it's like Rabble actually makes you think. Like Jake Witt's
Yep.
like this too. Jake Witt uses a lot of the motion too. Like some of these, he'll use motion to identify what coverage you're in, or sometimes like he'll go empty set and then motion audible into like a audible in a running back to try and get you outnumbered in the box. Like he's a pretty smart guy. He played college football too.
I saw that.
Yeah, where he played at University of San Diego. I think it's a one AA school, so clearly better than me and you. I never played. I never played in college, so I can't quite say.
All the college I got was in the weight room, so that
Okay.
was about it as a coach and an intern. So I got to live it through that
Coaching an intern.
vicariously.
Okay, so did you do like did you do that strength and conditioning? Is that what you
Yep,
did?
I
Yeah.
was 2.5 years over at Iowa State University as
Okay.
an intern. Did a half year with football in the off season. Right before Purdy came in, we were on the tail end of why can't I remember his name?
Did
We were on the
David
tail end of
Montgomery play
Oscar
there?
Arnott.
David
Yep,
Montgomery?
yep. I got
Yep.
to meet David Montgomery. That was the fun thing. I got a soft spot
Yeah.
for like David Montgomery, David Johnson, because we did a tour up at UNI and they did a whole spiel on David Johnson
Oh
when he
shit, that's
graduated.
awesome.
It was
Yeah.
fun to meet those guys and just the training. Like listening to the coach that coached David Johnson in the weight room,
Mhm.
it's no surprise why the dude is just a
Yeah.
freak athlete because the things they do in that weight room are just it's crazy. They got tendo units and they're doing single leg Olympic lifts like when guys get hurt, single arm Olympic lifts. It was some crazy shit.
Yeah. So exercise science, all the exercise stuff. Not my cup of tea, but I live with three people that are all that. Like one is a gratis. So I go to a small little D2 school called East Stroudsburg. It's a small
Okay.
little PSAC school. So we got a football team and we play all the other teams in Pennsylvania. Some of them make some noise. The PSAC usually will send like 5 or 6 guys to the league every year.
Well, and
Um,
that's the thing is
yeah.
the small schools, and I tell people, and I was kind of talking to Jamie about it. I was like, because I think she's exercise science as well,
Mhm.
and I'm like, you gotta the small schools are where it's at, or like even me, I was fortunate enough at a big school, so Iowa State, and I was fortunate enough. I liked working with like the softball, the football, the
Mhm.
basketball. I liked working with those secondary teams more than
Mhm.
football because that's where the really smart coaches were. And not to say the
Mhm.
football coaches weren't smart, but I mean with football, it's you got your power movement, you got your squat, you got some
Mhm.
sort of press, you got some sort of pull, and that's
Mhm.
about it. A lot of it's just that technical field work.
Mhm.
Whereas you got all these other guys like golf, soccer, basketball, tennis, and all those guys in soccer, and you just get into the nitty gritty, the science and all that kind of stuff, and how can we, have them lift, sub maximally or maximally year round and play
Mm.
with tempo, play with tendo, play with speed and all that stuff, play with eccentrics, play with isometrics and all this kind of stuff. And it was, and just those kids, just the conversations I had with them, it's worth its weight in gold just to make those connections and whatnot with those kids and the coaches I learned. I shit you not, were like walking fucking kinesiology textbooks. Like I was like a maybe like a solid B C student in high school, but I was straight A's through college because I would be studying for a test and I'd turn around with a physics question and then they'd be, this is how it makes sense, and they'd apply it to the weight room and apply it to something we were doing in the weight room, and it's like, oh, that makes sense, rather than Johnny has 5.5 apples and he wants to calculate the fucking force. It was like, oh, I'm calculating the force from the apple dropping from the tree and hitting Newton on the head. Where I'm like, I don't fucking care. Whereas it's like they would compare a squat to a leg extension and the torque it puts on your knee, and that shit made sense to me. It was two completely different things, and I mean, we'd play around with stuff in gymnastics. Like that was the crazy. That's the I will say this, like wrestlers are the craziest athletes in the world, and gymnastic girls are the fucking most insane athletes in the world. Just the things they can do in the weight room, it's ridiculous.
Well, I bet. Because, dude, their thighs, dude. Yo, you'd be
Mm-hmm.
seeing them just boom. Yo, I'm telling you, they'd fucking choke you out if they squeeze you between them, dude.
Oh yeah, we had
Those,
a
yeah.
5 foot nothing girl. She maybe was like 5 foot nothing, 135 soaking wet, squatted 450.
Holy shit, man. Jeez.
And it
That's
was just like
incredible.
I was like, I
Whew.
gotta get my squat up. I'm like,
Yeah, yo,
high.
you're like,
I'm like high threes, and she's over here squatting 450, and I'm spotting her, and I'm like,
you're like fucking, jeez, don't fall back. Like you got people on the sides. You're like, fucking, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
man.
I'm
I just
like
like
shit
the,
my pants spotting 450.
yeah. I love the squat. I love the squats. I was pretty good at the squats. My max was in high school was 515, but for
Nice.
reference, when Milky talks, like Milky is 6'7", he is very tall.
Jesus.
He is 6'7" and he's not even 200 pounds. I'm 5'8" and I was probably about 220 at the time. So like I was like built like a little brick shit house.
There you go.
Yeah,
Yep,
so
that's the
that's
thing.
how.
My wife always makes fun of me on how she can't wear heels because I'm like 5'10", 210.
Nice, nice. Oh man, yeah, squatting was that's where I made the money, but I could have made it somewhere. I could have sniffed it up. Like I could be playing the D3 ball, but I chose the academics. That's what it came down to.
Well, that was the thing. I fell in love with it when I was coaching. I
Yeah.
love being a coach more than a player because you get to interact with the people. You still got the
Mhm.
weightlifting side of things, and it's just to make an impact. It sounds corny, but just to be able to make an impact on multiple kids throughout the years and
Yeah.
stuff like that, and just listen to their stories and just get all these different meet all these different kind of people. And I'm not like I'm a big like nerd on the psychology aspect, but
Yeah.
to learn all that stuff and to be able to read people, and I mean it's fun, and it's an experience. Like I said, I'll never like if you take away all my classes and all my student debt, that internship was it.
Amazing. Oh, hold up. I think I lost you for a second.
Can you still hear me?
Yeah, yeah, you're good now. I think you just cut
All
out
right.
there real quick. You're talking about the internship and how great that
But
was.
yeah, those are definitely what I would call my glory days, was being in the weight
Glory
room,
days.
fucking 5 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Oh, that was the grind, man. Like I miss like I miss playing. I don't miss the freaking early morning weight room or the practices till like there was no sun outside. Like I don't miss that, but
Yup.
you missing all your buddies you played with, stuff like that. It's like you don't have that, especially with football. I think football is the greatest team sport ever invented. Like
Oh, definitely.
you just don't get that in other sports, and it's like I can go up and like not. So I'm not that too quite old, but I've been out of school 3 years now, so like I can still go up to guys I haven't talked to since we played football together, over 3 years ago, and boom, we just reliving He's got that camaraderie that's with it. That's a, I'm feeling it a little bit. I got a little emotion in
Brings
my
a tear to
voice,
your
man.
eye.
Yeah, man, it's pulling at me a little bit. Pulling at me. You got fallen unfiltered, but it's choking me up a
Living up
little
to the
bit.
name.
Yeah, choking me up a little bit. But coaching is a great thing. That's something I'd like to get into once once I can time wise. My dad was a little league football coach for 15 years, so he did his time, and that's kind of I always love doing that. Football's the name of the game, though. That's what I'd love to coach.
Well,
Ideally,
that's
maybe maybe
that's the
high
thing when
school, but
with the baby on the way. I can't wait for them to be like,
ooh,
hey, I want to play sports, and I can be their coach.
oh, that's awesome, man. Oh shit! Congrats. That was I think it's been a couple weeks since you told me. Maybe not all rejects knows, but hopefully you still have time for rejects. Rabble does it. Rabble does it. Stormy's got some kids. There's a bunch of guys. Heck, dude, you know the Rams user? You know how many kids he has?
I think it's like
Mekanamore?
4 or 5,
He's got
ain't
like
it?
4 or 5. Yeah. Hopefully you still have time for rejects because I'd be busted up. It'd probably be like a couple. I don't. Too young. I've never had a kid, but
Oh I made a deal with my wife. As long as I'm not yelling at the screen, I'm good.
good. Like you can sneak it on your little side TV you got over there.
Yep, my
You're
fucking
saying
12. I should take a picture of it, man, one of these days. Cause I
no
that my
one knows
first
about the
playoff
little.
game, dude.
Yeah, no one knows about the little side
Against
TV.
against Papa Wrigley, I was fucking playing on a 10-inch fucking TV, and I was sitting like 2 inches away from the fucking screen because I couldn't see shit because it was a snow game and he had white uniforms on. And I'm like, this, I feel like I'm playing on a Game Boy with a fucking controller.
Game Boy. You're on the PSP playing Madden back in the
Yeah,
day. That's your PS2 graphics, yeah, man. Yeah, so he's got the for you guys listening, he's got this little side TV. Is it in your bedroom or it's like a free
it's right
roaming
next to the
TV?
big TV, so she can
Uh,
watch her shit, watch her show or whatever, and then I'm sitting in the swivel chair,
hmm
like 2 inches away from this little 10-inch TV.
so she can watch her Real Housewives and sip on
That's the thing. She was
some.
watching it the other day, and
Dude, I just came up
she
with that. I just
well,
decided she
I don't
whipped it.
know if it's Real Housewives. It's like Pretty Little Liars or some shit like this. And she's
Yeah.
like, I'm like, I like heard what was going on, and she like explained it to me. She's like, so and so's cheating with so and so's husband, and this husband's killed this one chick's husband, and I'm just like, Jesus fucking Christ,
Yeah.
like problems of rich people, I guess.
Yeah, that's like my girlfriend was watching this one show. It was called like Working Moms, and like we were watching it on the train the other day, and she was explaining like, oh yeah, so and so's like, oh this person like they're meeting work, cheating with this coworker, but this person has a kid with this. It's like, jeez, I can't keep up. You watch it
Yeah, I can't
as long as
back.
you're enjoying it. Like I love it. Like enjoy yourself, please. Like watch as much as you'd like, but.
But she'll flip on It's Always Sunny, and I'll get distracted because last I think I was playing Hangry, and she had Always Sunny on. It was an episode on like women's rights from the new season, and Frank's talking about the butch cut and like D'Angelo. I don't know if you're familiar with
I'm
It's
not too
Always Sunny,
familiar with that show.
but D's like the skinny bitch that they always call a bird and stuff, and he's like,
Hmm.
"You're already a fucking bird, D." He's like, "My daughter won't have a butch cut." He's like, "I'll pay," and he's like really rich, and it's Danny DeVito, and he's just like. He's like, I'll give you $1 billion if you don't cut your hair like a fucking dyke. Sorry, Jamie. Sorry, Jamie.
It's okay. I gotta get Jamie on here. Dude. I've got like a whole list of people I want to get on here. Like at first I put that announcement out, and then like boom, like 3 people hit me up. So I'm gonna be booked up here for the next couple of weeks. I got Bowden, and then someone else. It's in my DMs, but so I'd like to get people on here. I think this is something new and creative. I think a lot of people are saying they listen to it, just when they're out and about. I was inspired by many of the podcasts I listened to. So
Oh, and it's great because then you
yeah.
kind of get it's that camaraderie in the
Hmm.
league, and I mean most of us. I mean I'm one of these people. I won't play Madden if it's not for a good franchise. I'm glad I was fortunate enough to get in with you guys. Literally, it's the only reason I turn on Madden is to play in underground and to play in this league. So.
Yeah, that's how I was. That's how I was. Like, dude, all last spring. Like, it's like I fucking hate this game, but I was helping. I don't know if you're too familiar. I was helping Boof run his league, and I was like, this shit fucking sucks. So I was like, you know what? Like, I'll just take. I took Milky, Wealthy, Trevor. Matt was in that league. The Vikings user was in that league. Christian Lewis was in that league. Like, there's a couple guys, and I was like, fuck it, I'll just make this. And now we've got the new RU coming in, and I'm really liking RU. It finally started. I know it took a little while, but we had to get everything acclimated. Taking a new league takes time. If anyone's listening, you don't run your own league. It takes a lot of time. You've got a lot of stuff you got to do. You got to make sure everything's lined up. We had to find the right people to run it, because running it takes a lot of time too. So thank you for stepping up to the plate, and we got a good group of guys in there helping us out. So I mean, it'll be fun to get these new users in there. We're probably gonna advance within the next day or two. Probably when this episode comes out, we'll probably have one more day to advance. But once we get that going, I think it'll be great. I don't expect us to lose anyone in rejects soon. Um, so it's a good place, so guys don't have to sit on the wait list. I don't.
Yeah.
You probably joined and got a team right away because season one we were struggling. We were struggling.
Yeah. I was surprised. I think I hit you up on Daddy League. I back from I think Trevor right away, or maybe it was Milky. It was Milky or Trevor who
Uh-huh.
recruited me, and I remember I said something to you. I sent you a message because I hadn't said anything yet, but I like played 3 games, and I just basically was like, "Thank you," because it's like I haven't found a league since I was originally an Xbox guy and
Oh, okay.
switched over to
Xbox.
PS4 because my brother's a big gamer nerd, and he's like, "You got to get a PS4. You got to get a piece of the RAM," and he's like, "Shit, that's way over my fucking head."
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it looks awesome, and I wish I really hope that I don't know if like I know that like everybody rags on EA and stuff like that, and I hate EA, but it's like I
Mm-hmm.
really hope they start listening and putting more into franchise because that's yeah, get your microtransactions and shit like that, but if you're
Mm-hmm.
putting more into franchise, like my number one wish is just the legacy stats and improved practice mode. Like don't make
Yeah.
it where you have to
Yeah.
manually pick a new play. Like make it so it's like you're playing a scout like a game in
Yeah,
practice.
yeah. You could do some situational stuff too. Like, I suck at the red zone. Like,
Same.
let me play red zone. Like, give me like going in and coming out drills.
Like why can we
Yeah,
only run those drills once?
yeah,
Like the drills every week. It's like you don't have to give me XP every time because I understand like oh then
yeah.
people would give you an XP, but it's like let me run those drills. You know, yeah, get XP for running them once, but it's like maybe you work something in where like practice reps count towards that hidden dev trait rather than just the reps in the
Oh,
game.
yeah, yeah. That would be cool too. Like, kind of reward people for practicing. I mean, obviously, I actually, I've never heard that. I watch quite a bit of YouTube videos, but no one's ever said like, obviously they've said like some situational stuff, but yeah, there should definitely be some rewards, maybe even like a confidence boost, like
Yeah,
something
like
that's not
yeah,
gonna, yeah,
boost your
something,
morale. Like after a tough loss where
yeah,
you were 0 for 12 on third down, let's do a third down drill and it gives you 5 confidence to your whole offense.
yeah, just something small, just something to reward you, because you've got the XP, but that's it. Like, you can get one XP done and just sim it the rest of the year. You got your focus players, but like that's it. Like, boom, yeah, have fun. Yeah, but I think overall the X factors were a good thing in terms of improvement. But I'd like to see for sure. I don't know. So you were an Iowa State guy, so if me and Milky are already talking, so I don't know if you know or not, but me and Milky we ran an NCAA league. We went like 5 or 6 seasons before we ran rejects, and if NCAA comes out or when it comes out, we're definitely doing that too. So that'll be fun. But
Oh, I'll be on board and be Iowa State.
yeah,
I was playing with David Montgomery, Jeff
uh-huh.
Woody, Hakeem Butler, and Alan Lazard. Fucking because Hakeem Butler was a rookie, Alan Lazard was I
Yeah.
think a sophomore or a junior, and that Iowa State team is on offense is a fucking overpowered fucking because you sub Woody in for the short situations. You have Montgomery in there,
Hmm.
and I can't remember who the third string guy was. I think it was like Jeff White or something like that. But he was kind of that shifty, like Darren Sproles type guy. Like he's not going to take a hit, but you could line him out wide, and it's just like you basically ran the RPO all game with the Cyclones on offense, and you were unstoppable.
Dude, low key, Iowa State, they've been like a borderline top 25.
because they finally got a
Uh,
good coach. So Matt
yeah,
Campbell side through 2025. That was the one thing that because we would do 7-on-7 up at Iowa State, and Paul Rhodes was a fucking joke. Like he would just. It goes back to like psychology thing. Like he doesn't command a room. He came up to our 7-on-7 and he like fucking out of shape or slightly in shape Santa Claus with his big old beard and shit. And he's like, "Oh, I'm on Paul Rhodes." Blah, 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 blah. And then like when I did football with Matt Campbell, he like commanded the room, and he's just like, "We're here. We're gonna win. This hasn't been a winning football program, and we win. Iowa isn't gonna be the team that people think of when they think of Iowa." And they still got, I think, like a couple years. These guys are all young. Like Purdy's a
yeah,
sophomore. All the receivers are freshmen or sophomores. The running back, I can't remember his name, but he's a freshman and he's ran for like I think 150 yards or 200 yards the last 4 games, and they've had a couple close losses, and that's that youth. It's stupid
yeah, dude. You
penalties,
gotta
and
go through. You gotta go through it though. It's like once you get a good core of them, that's
I mean you flip
yeah,
the Oklahoma game, you flip the Baylor game. Iowa State's playing for the Big 12 championship this week.
for
So
sure. What are they 7-3?
7-5, but they would have
Seven and
been
five.
9-3 if
Oh.
they would. So they went for 2 against Oklahoma, didn't get it because
Mm.
it was like a offensive pass interference on Butler, I think, and it was a terrible call. And then Purdy's just kind of Purdy either plays like really really good or he just looks lost.
So I'm a Penn State fan, and James Franklin went to the same college I went to. He played here way back early '90s, before I was born, before I was even a little twinkle in my daddy's eye. But I hate James Franklin. Hate him. Hate.
Well,
But
that's the thing, man. I mean, Penn State's got a good coach now too. I love that coach. I can't remember his name, but
it is James
I
Franklin.
love watching it.
Yeah.
I love watching the Key and Peele where
Yes. Yes. That is a good one. Like
oh my god, where he's fucking pretending to be him, and
he's
it's
pretending.
perfect.
That was funny as shit, man, for sure. Like when Penn State football, like I grew up watching it, watching Joe Pa, and obviously we all know what went down, and it was like I hate James Franklin because he can't win the big game, but like when you look at like where we are at compared to other colleges that got hammered with stuff, like Penn State's on top. USC, they're dead. I mean,
Yep.
the only
Pete
reason,
Carroll went to
yeah,
the Seahawks, and he's the winning. I think they said he's the winningest coach in Seattle history now, past Mike Holmgren's.
nice, dude. Seattle, I think they're legit this year. I think Seattle's got that magic. They got that running game going.
Yep. Penny and Carson are combined for 300 yards and 3 scores last week, and
Yeah, dude,
Pen-
those guys are awesome.
it's just
Penny's living up to the hype.
he needs to get in shape. He needs to get in shape, and his awareness is. You'll watch him. So he had some really good runs against the Vikings on Monday, where it actually looked like his awareness was kind of like I think it was maybe like his first or second run of the second quarter, and it looked like he was going to get stuffed at the line,
Hmm.
but he put his head up, he bounced off the tackle and got a first down. Whereas like last year, he'd run with his head down, and it looked like he was going to have another Mark
Huh.
Sanchez butt fumble. So
That's crazy. See, so I don't watch Seattle that much, but Wealthy's a Seattle fan, and I think you guys are the only ones in here. But it's kind of nice
yeah.
getting on here and talking about other people's team. Because being honest with you, I don't watch that much NFL, but I'll watch every single Bills game till the day I die. So
That's me.
yeah,
I won't watch that much,
yeah,
but I'll get on Reddit and
yeah.
pull up my
Steelers games
PS4 and
okay.
stream Seattle
Yeah,
games because being in Iowa, I don't get any of them till the
yeah.
playoffs.
How do you become a Seattle fan in Iowa?
So it's a funny story. So I was a soccer guy growing up in my youth because in
Mm-hmm.
Marshalltown it's a very Hispanic town, so soccer is the big thing there. And
Uh
I was
huh.
kind of like the only white kid, and so I was goalie my whole life. And it was I didn't really follow it till about first grade. At statistics and winning percentages, and they're like, hey, we're gonna assign you an NFL team, and you're gonna follow that NFL team. You're gonna calculate the winning percentage every week, and I got assigned to Seattle.
Huh.
So I
That's
followed them
pretty
that
cool.
year in 2001. I think they went 7-9. Next year they went to the Super Bowl, and the infamous we want the ball and we're gonna score, and then Matt Hasselbeck threw a pick six, and
Oh my
and
goodness.
I lived through Clipboard Jesus and Travaris Jackson, and They signed Matt Flynn, and I wasn't a believer in Matt Flynn, and I saw them draft Russell and kind of watched them in preseason, and I'm like, Russell should be the guy. Russell, and he had a rocky start. And
Did you watch
he
him
the
much?
Rams were always kind of his bugaboo, and he's played better, and he's this year like he's just, and the year they missed the playoffs, it was like Russell had 38 of their or 35 of their 38 total touchdowns. If they would have made the playoffs, the dude probably would have got MVP. The only reason Tom Brady got MVP that year is because nobody else was really amazing that
Yeah.
year. It was just, it's nice to see like Russ. Everybody's like, oh, Russell's just this crazy escape, chuck it down the field, and this year he runs second,
He is
he
legit.
passes first.
Yeah.
So
Did you get to watch Russell in college?
a little bit. I went because NC State. So I saw him more at NC State than I
Oh,
saw him at
okay.
Wisconsin. So, but he was. I mean, he's a leader, and I mean,
Yeah, dude,
you
I
you,
saw
you
that.
listen to
Yeah.
him, and everybody's like, oh, he's fake, and he's always this.
Nah,
He's
dude,
always this.
he's
Oh, he never
genuine.
do anything wrong. But it's like that's where I'm the psychology nerd, and I'm like, he's always on. What he throws a pick, he goes and he's like, it's all right, it's all right, it's all right. We'll get back. Let's go defense. Let's go defense. And
Uh-huh.
he's like, my bad, my bad. But we'll get it next time. And he's not putting his head down. He's not like like you go look at Kirk Cousins. I'm like, Kirk Cousins can't win
Captain
big
Kirk.
games. Kirk Cousins throws a pick and he's fucking crying on the sideline. You see
Yo,
Russell,
yo, you would see him just coming off. Yo, he's fucking flustered as hell. Like, come
yeah.
on, dog.
But
Yeah, yeah.
Russell's always, and like the number one thing is, so my best buddy's a Packers fan, and I'll never forget we watched this game together. Not to fail Mary, but the game in the playoffs where Russell threw like 4 picks, and it was like 3-16 going into the fourth quarter, and then they ran the fake punt with John Ryan, and Russell threw a dime to Curse, and then threw another touchdown to I can't remember Chris. Can't remember his last name, but he was like 6'5", just a big motherfucking dude. And they came back, and it was like everybody was shocked because Russell was just playing so bad. I think he was like 5 for 20 with 4 picks,
Mm.
and then he came back and won the game for him. But he's like we're never out. And then you hear Bobby Wagner, one of my favorite players of all time, Bobby Wagner, because I loved Lofa Taputu, and then Bobby Wagner came in, and Bobby Wagner's just like, when we got Russ on the field, we got a team.
Yeah, dude, Bobby Wagner's like he kind of fits the same mold of like Russell Wilson on offense. Like I watched Russell Wilson at Wisconsin, so being a Big Ten guy, watching him there, I was like, dude, this guy's. Sometimes you watch people, they got it, and
Mm-hmm.
that's what Russell Wilson's got. And Bobby Wagner's like, he's that same guy. Like they're both undersized for their position, but they just play balls to the wall. They're great, just phenomenal.
Yep.
Bobby Wagner's
One of
probably like if he's not the best linebacker, Luke Kuechly is, but he's one. You could even say you could even be one. Like those guys are incredible.
Well, and that's their durability. I
Yeah,
don't think Bobby Wagner's. I mean, maybe he's missed 2 games, but Russell's missed no games, and
yeah,
especially that year where Russell got rolled up on against San Fran. And it's like he played the next week. They're just durable and they're reliable. Like they said, they always have a chance. I get mad at Carroll sometimes, and I hated Tom Cable, and I hated a fucking offensive coordinator they had for because it was just they wouldn't call good play calls for him. And I think they finally got a good group of people, and Chris Richard and Shoddy's like a Russell Wilson as a coach, and it's just to have that mold. And I mean, Russell Wilson's gonna be a coach someday when he fucking retires. I have no doubt in my mind. But it's nice to see it. And I mean, Russell's kind of got on my nerves a little bit this year with the whole like since he married Ciara, he's been a little weird.
Oh man, he's getting out. Yo,
Yeah,
he's put the ring on it. Yo, the
yeah,
women are making his knees weak. That's what it is, man.
yep, yep.
Yep,
But
even the
I mean,
mightiest of
I'm
men.
the same.
Even
I can relate. I'm the same way with my wife. I mean,
uh,
but it's
oh
like
shit.
I get it, but I'll know he's my quarterback, and Bobby Wagner. Like I read something like Bobby Wagner went into a store on Thanksgiving, and like there was somebody in front of him, and instead of getting pissed that they couldn't pay for their meal and like, oh my god, your shit got declined, just get out of line. He paid for their meal, and he paid for everything, basically paid for everybody's Thanksgiving meal in the store. And then they were like, do you want cameras? Like, oh, let's do a story on it. And he's
Nah,
like, you put
nah,
cameras in
dude.
here, I'm gonna get pissed off.
Yeah, dude. The good Samaritan, looking out for the guy next to you, and just making this world a better place. So
And you need more guys like that in the NFL. I mean, you see the guys like Ray Rice and Kareem
Oh,
Hunt. You see all these
PR
doing fucking
nightmares, just
yeah,
dirtbags
yeah.
and shit.
Antonio Brown, like he's still gonna get a shot with the Cowboys apparently, and it's just like
Oh
it
my,
makes it
for
like
real?
Roger Goodell. Yeah, I just read
Oh
that
great.
today. Apparently, the
Oh
Cowboys
no.
are been talking to him.
What an
Yeah,
idiot. Jeez. I
yeah.
didn't
It's
see that, but
It's Jerry Jones.
jeez. Just another freaking headache. They don't have the money for. He's got to be paying for nickels, but
Right? He probably will at this point. He's got all those lawsuits. He'll probably pay for whatever he can get.
yeah, yeah. What in the world?
But I'm just, and I guess that's another thing. I've been fortunate enough that Seattle hasn't really had a guy, Bruce Irvin a little bit, but they got
Yeah,
rid of him. And Frank
they
Clark,
shipped
they
him
got
off
rid
pretty
of him.
quick. Yep, yep,
It's,
yep.
I mean, they don't
They
have any guys that are like wife beaters or fucking. I mean, I have nothing against smoking weed. I think NFL players should be able
they're
to.
gonna push for it here. I think once it gets knocked out at the federal level, then I think the NFL can do something about it. So
And me, I mean, me personally, I can relate to that having epilepsy. Like that shit needs, like the medicine I'm on, it's it makes me tired. It makes me depressed. It does all these kind of crazy things to my head. And the times I've smoked and laid off my medicine a little bit, I feel like a normal human being. I feel on top of the world, and
that's awesome. Yeah.
it's different. And then it's not like I'm a dope head sitting in my
hmm
apartment all day without a job. No, I get
Yo, you
home from
busting your
work, and
tail.
rather than people relying on alcohol and getting addicted to that, I get home on my Thursday night or my Friday night. You light up a bowl, you hang out with your friends, you hang out with I hang out with my wife, and you have good conversations, and you have a little funny conversation and shit. But it's you're not going in an alcoholic rage, beating your wife and
Oh,
shit.
just doing stupid shit you got no control over, you know?
Yeah.
Stupid. But who is it? Wrigley. Wrigley was like, I'm coming. He's like, I'll come on, but I'm getting high first because I want to do it. I want to do it. It's like, all right, man. I got nothing against it, bro. Come on, vibe out. We'll have some good conversation. But yeah, that's great. They actually just legalized medical marijuana in PA, and it's doing wonders. Doing
Well,
wonders
that's
in
the thing.
PA.
Like with my wife and I, we went to Colorado for a honeymoon, and
Uh huh.
everybody there is so fucking nice and friendly. And I come back to Iowa, and everybody's a fucking asshole and doesn't want to look at you.
yeah, man. They're more than just mile high over there in Colorado.
Right? Like there, we walked into this little like thrift shop. It's like 70-year-old woman. She's like, "What's up, dudes?" And I'm just like, "What the fuck?" But they're nice. They sit down and have a 20-minute conversation with you at the register, and it's just like they're not in a hurry to get anywhere.
Huh. Completely different
They're
way
there.
of thinking than
Yeah.
over here out over on the East Coast, man. Everything's go 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 like boom boom
Yep.
boom boom. Why is my pizza not ready in 2 minutes? And you're getting cursed out. And
Right.
I live close enough to New York City that like I get the New York City people and the New York City vibes.
Ouch.
So like I was in it's crazy. I was in like a freaking hot dog shop the other day and just loud, all up in each other's face. Like, oh my gosh, calm down. We're just getting some freaking hot dogs. Like, come on now. I understand hot dogs ain't the best for you, but like, take it outside. Like, let me eat my freaking wiener in peace. Come on, man. Yeah, it's a totally different. I've never been out west, but I've been told like everything on the. I've been down south. I've been down in Georgia and Florida, but like down there, complete. It's crazy. Completely different than over here in the East Coast. Over here in like, so I'm like northeastern Pennsylvania, close to New York City, pretty much.
Okay.
So so that's.
Never been out there. I know. My
I don't
wife wants
blame
to
you.
go someday, but she's like, I think my just claustrophobia will kick in, and
Oh no.
she's like, I want to see the big skyscrapers and stuff. But she's like, I mean, Iowa State Fair freaks me out. And New
oh
York
my
City's the
goodness.
fucking Iowa State Fair 24/7.
Oh my god, dude! I went to New York City for the first time in my life. So I'm not. Keep in mind, I'm not that old. I'm 20, but so this is the first time I was in New York City. Uh, my family we went for the weekend, and it was like, dude, there like you look up and it's just building, and I was like, what in the hell? Like what the fuck? Like it's so unreal. Like oh my gosh, I could never do it. Never ever, never ever. I don't think we got anyone from big cities. Well, Wealthy's actually. I think he's like live like right outside Seattle, but Dude,
Okay.
crazy. Yeah, Wealthy's from right around that area, so that's where he gets to Seattle from. But I want to say
Okay,
he
so
was.
I'm the odd one.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's like I guess a Seattle fan in Iowa was like a Bills fan in PA, but mine comes from. I've got a lot of family in Buffalo, so my grandpa was a steel worker, and there was a plant in Buffalo, but then they had moved him down here in the 80s, and he moved to a tiny town called Steelton. Um, Ironically, they made steel, and then so
Right,
the
I was gonna say
Buffalo.
it fits the
Yeah,
name.
yeah, yeah. Let's see. I was trying to think of. That's actually like a really good sport. It's a small little town. Like their football team will only be like 20 people. Like they're like a single A school, so the small, but they put out like phenomenal. Oh, you actually, this is a name you might know that played there. Do you remember Jordan Hill? He played for Seattle a couple years ago. He
Yep.
got drafted out of Penn State. He played at Steelton, and they had another
He
guy that
was
um,
he was one of the guys I wish we wouldn't have got rid of.
dude, yeah, I was he was really good at Penn State, really good. He could rush the passer really well for a defensive tackle, but he had never ended up catching on once he got hurt. He got hurt, and
Yep.
then it was like that's it.
Well, it's like Naz Jones. I don't know if
Mm.
Seattle waived him, but like he had a really good rookie year, and then he just got hurt and gained some weight and just didn't really do anything.
Mm.
So,
So there you go, my tiny little
but
town making an impact through
yeah,
Seattle, but he's not there no more, and I'm not
but
too
I'm
big of a fan
hoping
anymore.
next year I should be able to get to my first Seattle game and experience Sea-Link. So I got that's where my mom's family's from. So gonna probably stay the night over at their house, and then they're over in Portland, so it's a little bit of a drive.
Okay, so I've actually never been to a Bills game either. I'm hoping. I'll tell you what, if I go to a Bills game, I've got to go with Rab. I'm taking. So this is crazy, but there's a lot of Bills fans. So Jake Witt, he's a Bills fan. He lives in California. He went to like two Bills games this year. Stormy, Rabble, and I think Z Style, they're all Bills fans. So because like Stormy and Rabble are from New York, they're from like right outside Buffalo, and Z Style actually those all three of those guys are high school friends, so they're all Bills fans. So I'm like, dude, I gotta go to a Bills game and meet these guys. Like that'd be awesome. Maybe we can get the rejects meet up, but yeah,
Right?
yeah, at
Just
the Bills game.
find something that's equal distance for everybody.
Yeah, yeah. I guess Kansas City would probably be equal distance from everyone.
Oh
Maybe
yeah, Kansas City
Iowa.
is only about 4 hours from me.
Is Iowa in the middle of nowhere? Iowa is in the middle of nowhere. Is Iowa?
Yep.
Yeah,
It's dead center in the United States, and
yeah.
where I'm at right now, Ames. It's literally the dead center of Iowa.
The dead center of everything.
Yep.
I'll tell you what. We'll bring everyone, but we won't bring Trevor. We'll bring everyone but Trevor.
just post a bunch of fucking photos and just be like hashtag no Trevor.
He's
Water
getting.
polo.
The only reason I say that is because he'll get pissed that fucking he'll get pissed. Like he sits here and he watches them. He gives me a bunch of stuff to talk about. He's giving me some pointers here and there, but I know he'd get all bent out of shape if I said that. but
Well, seeing that's one of the things I talk to my wife about all the time. She's like, she'll see me on my phone sometimes on the weekend. She's like, "Who are you talking to?" I'm like, "You don't understand. Like, these guys are my friends. They're not just guys I play Madden with and bitch at occasionally. It's like it's a good community. So we talk about more than just Madden. We're not fucking robots."
dude, it was I was this was just the other weekend. Like I was on my phone. My girlfriend was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm on the Madden League." She's like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah, like I'm talking to all these guys like all in our Madden League." She's like, "Oh, really?" So like I had to give her the whole rundown of everything. Like I showed her the Daddy Leagues, I showed her my YouTube channel, like showed her
I haven't gone
everything.
that far yet. She
Yeah.
makes fun of me all the time.
Nah. She was like, "Oh yeah, I want to watch you. I want to watch you play games on there." I was like, "Oh yeah, go ahead. Yeah, sure." I'm like, "Oh yeah, man." She wants to watch me play games. She's cool with the Madden League. Like, meanwhile,
You got the in. She's a
everyone's doing like a
keeper.
hooray. Like, I'm not gonna be sucked away because the ladies tying me down.
I don't know. She, like I said, her one rule is as long as I'm not screaming at the screen,
Oh, that's
it's all
tough.
good.
That's tough.
when I was playing Wealthy, she was in the room, and I was like, I was screaming into the chat, so I wouldn't scream into the fucking TV.
Yeah, well, he's a nut, man. I hate him, Trevor, Milky. Like we usually hang out in like a PlayStation party, and I can't fucking dude. Every time I play a game, like I hop in chat with him, like oh whatever, and I go down. I'm like oh shit, like I'll be back, guys. Like dude, I can't focus when I'm with him because all they want to do is just joke around.
Oh
Like
yeah, and that was the thing. Like I wanted to yell so bad because I think Wealthy ran like a double safety blitz. Like it was almost engage eight without the engage eight, and he was manned up on the corner. And I think he like misjudged the route, and Robbie Anderson was wide open, and it's just like Fields overthrew a wide open Robbie Anderson, like nobody around him for 20 yards. And
oh
I'm
my
just like,
gosh, nothing's more
and that's when I was
infuriating.
like, if Fields would hit a fucking throw.
Oh my gosh, it's like, dude, like I get the guy open. It's a good read, like, and then I get punished because my quarterback just
Yep.
misses it. Ugh.
And it wasn't even a fly route. It was a slant. Because I remember Wealthy telling me, he's like, Robbie Anderson, man, drags his slants, man. He's got 94 speed. And so I saw he was like backed off. And I saw everybody coming up in the
Yeah,
box. I'm like, all right, he's going to blitz me, block the running back, shift the fucking line. I'm like, all right, I'm going to press X and then I'm going to fucking throw it to Robbie Anderson. And it's just whoom, way over his fucking head. And I'm just like, I hate this game sometimes.
don't worry. Even Drew Lock does that. It's infuriating. It's like, why should I
Well,
even
and
pay him? But
right? And like, I mean, I was playing, get a little admin or our underground chat here. Drew Brees was doing it last night. I fucking had Michael Thomas wide open and he throw it 20 yards down the fucking field ahead of him. And I'm like, this is Drew Brees, right? Did I carry Justin Fields in another
you're like, oh, is this my backup? Like, what? Did Taysom Hill sneak on the field? Like, what
right?
happened?
What happened?
Oh man,
Oh, but it was all
you're
right.
having fun, having
I
fun.
mean, I'm not doing as well as I'd like this year, but I definitely am figuring things out, knowing what to do with Fields, and whereas with Darnold, I was just like, I don't know what the fuck to do, and I know
Yeah.
what Fields can do, and I know what he can't do. It's just a matter of staying patient and still making those adjustments even when I'm down, and not just like throwing. I mean, I was down against Wealthy on the 1 yard line, and Fields led a 99-yard touchdown drive. It's like, why the fuck can't you do that every fucking drive, man? Like,
Because it's
he was
Madden.
throwing
Yeah,
darts.
it's Madden.
It's like I'm down by 21, and you'll fucking throw darts. Like all my touchdowns with him have been, besides the first couple games, have been when he's down.
Oh well, you win some, you lose some. I wish I had consistency, but even
Yep.
I guess the only consistent thing I know how to do is lose Super Bowls. So that's
Hey, at
about.
least you're getting there. I can't even win
I
playoff games,
know
man. I
it's
just choke. And that was the crazy thing is I got spanked by the Titans in the playoffs. And then we played that preseason game and I spanked him. And I was just like, where was this
dude.
in the
He had
fucking
a he
playoff?
had a good run, but he's not doing so hot this year. He had I don't he might not even make the playoffs this year. He had maybe he was like a Cinderella tale there. That's what I'm starting to think he was more of a Cinderella.
Must be. But Derrick Henry, I mean, Derrick Henry was feasting and he put in Deion Lewis and Deion Lewis was feasting and Mariota was throwing dots. Because I will say, I've played with the Titans a couple times when I was kind of doing some other leagues before I like knew this one was for real and everything. And Mariota's the worst fucking quarterback in the game. I stand by that. That dude is terrible.
Hold up for 1 sec. Got to take a quick bathroom break here, real quick. All right, I'm back. I'm back. The people love me. We've actually, wow, we've been at this for an hour and 13 minutes. This is like
I didn't
the,
even notice that.
this is like the longest unfiltered I've had here. We talked about a lot. Talked about, oh, jeez. Let's see. Fucking.
You're just like, did he answer any of the questions?
No, we did, we did a lot. I actually don't. We had these mailbag questions, and I think we worked through most of them. Let's see. I will. People are asking him, so I'll throw him out there. Most of them are about Fields, but I think we've covered him for at least about 10 minutes on the podcast. So we'll
Right.
leave Fields off. Mailbag. We talked about Evans. Oh, Swayze's got one. Someone asked, with Swayze being in your division, do you think you can still make the playoffs? I think you can still make it. You're a disciplined user. You don't go around and throw 50 picks a game. Like that in itself is a skill. Cause
It's easy to throw him on this game.
yeah, no to avoid that. I think you can still. You said I think this your schedule gets easier. So
Yep. I think if I can either split or win both against Swayze, I got a chance because I mean Hangry, we're like real good friends. We'll jump on COD together and stuff like
hmm
that. We'll play competitive games, but I know I can consistently beat him. I know I can consistently beat the Pats. Like the fact that the Pats was 5-2 last week, like I was saying it to Swayze, and I was like, the Pats isn't 5-2. He's just like the other Pats. He didn't play anyone, and when he played me, I beat him by like 30. So I think it's nice because there's that competition in the league. I think there's a little bit more competition in the division now, and Swayze's going to force me to focus a little bit more during those games and make me better because playing Goldie, Goldie talked a lot of shit going in the offseason, and I just kind of shrugged it off because I'm like, all right, you've won what, 2 games in the 2 years you've been in
yeah,
here.
man. Like I
You're
got
saying you're going to win the division, and you're saying the Jets is washed and shit like that. It's like, have you won a game yet? Like, I literally almost got suspended because you threw 10 picks against me last year. Like,
yeah, dude. I don't think I ever got to play Goldmore. He ducked me, but I had
and you're
Bulldog. Dude, my division's been running through people, but now low key, I might be in the toughest division in the AFC. I'm starting to sweat a little bit. Yo, I watched Chargers. He was manhandling Chiefs who took me behind a woodshed last time. So I'm like sweating, dude. I'm like that meme. You know exact that meme, the guy just sweating. I'm like, holy shit. But
oh, I
actually,
played the I played the Chargers in the preseason. He's a solid guy.
yeah, Trevor was pretty impressed by him too. So that'll be good. I got him, and then Collins very good. I mean, he's got the best offense in the game. Like as much as people have built their shit up, like the Chiefs are still cheese. So
Yep.
yeah.
Chiefs.
But you get better. You get better by testing yourself and finding out which works. Because like you can pretty much do whatever you want against some lower tiered users. Like I didn't. To be honest with you, like no offense, but like I didn't get anything out of that Browns game I just played. He had 2 passing yards the entire game. Like I don't get anything out of that. It's not helping me. You know, like
That's the thing. Like against Wealthy and the Colts. I mean, the Colts and I were playing close till halftime, and then things
yeah,
just kind of fell apart. And
Colts is
like I was
tough.
literally learning. Okay, this is going here. This is going here. He's doing this, and then T.Y. Hilton just went godly. So I mean, it's nice because you, like I said, I would play the old Pats user, and I'm like, all right, he's gonna run cover one or blitz the shit out of me, so I'm just gonna max protect and wait for someone to get open every single time. So it almost
Fix
gets
your plane.
boring in a. So.
Yeah, fix your plane was. Oh, jeez, I hate that guy. Yeah, whatever.
He was something else. He was something else, and I mean, the other two Bills users, it was just they were
Mac.
cheesy as shit against me, and
Dude, I
I
feel
joke
bad.
I'm the killer of the Bills
You
users
had
because
freaking you had a bunch of bad luck, and now you got hangry. And hangry will like motion a guy one too many times, like twice. He'll be like, oh, sorry, man. Like you don't want to break. Like hangry's an awesome
exactly
dude.
like him and I are chatting it up on COD like every other fucking night, just talking about the league and shit. It's just like this is not what I had with the other Bills users. They're
Yeah,
fucking
dude, it's crazy, dude. BMac, dude, I'm telling you, BMac. We used to run NCAA. I knew him for a while, and he just freaking like woke up one day and rage quit. I was like, oh, but it is what it is. Not committed. We'll keep moving on. And when we got Hangry, Hangry's definitely a big upgrade. He's an awesome dude. He's actually in my DMs right now. I got a little special. Maybe I think I'm gonna have a special edition of Fallen Unfiltered, talking about
okay.
around there New Year's. I won't announce it now, but I actually wow, he's pretty hype.
He's an interesting guy. I think he'd be another good guy to have.
Yeah. We're gonna do a special edition. I think we're gonna do some college football stuff. He's a big Bama fan, so
Yep, he
he
was
might be
talking about that last night
he
on
might
COD. And
he
I was
might be
just, you're a
crying.
Bama
He might
fan?
be crying. Bama, Bama. He's every day. It's Bama, Bama. Tua's gonna stay for 3 more years. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Now he's like, yeah, dude, I heard Tua's gonna start. He's gonna play. He'll be ready to suit up game one next year. I'm like, dude, calm down. Like, I don't know about that. I love Tua as much. Like, I love Tua, but calm down now. But at least he's not one of them Bama fans that he's talking about Nick Saban. Like, he's riding Nick Saban, riding the Bama
Yep.
everything.
He's the first Bama fan I've gotten.
Yeah, you can get along with him. He's there's a Bama fan in another Discord I'm in, and oh my gosh, dude. I swear he's got his freaking he doesn't masturbate to porn. It's just pictures of Nick Saban and freaking he's a Bama and a Cowboys fan. Like he might as well be a Yankees fan and a freaking Patriots fan. Like, jeez, the most hated teams. How do you do it to yourself? Let's see. Any other questions we got? We talked about Swayze. We talked about your division. A lot of talk about Fields. I think that's about it. Unless you got anything else you want to get to here. You got the open mic. I mean, the floor is yours. I say it every time. I give everyone the open mic. The last one had about 30 views, so you're reaching out to almost the whole league. Uh,
Nice, nice.
yeah, and
Definitely.
now
And I've said it to you. I can't thank you guys. Milky, Trev, Wealthy,
the
and all
ghost
you
of
guys
wealthy.
putting together such a good league and making sure you're keeping it interactive and fun for people, and you're kicking the bad guy. I remember when I first came in, I'm like, that's a lot of rules, and then like I get used to the playing style and whatnot. It's like, okay, this is
Yeah,
actually a legit league. It's fun. It's a lot more fun to
yeah,
play this
yeah,
way and everything, and you don't get that with a lot of leagues. And like I said, if Madden could just get their shit together and put more effort in. I mean, I feel like you guys put more effort into the
yeah.
fucking EA developers.
Yeah, it's disgusting. If only I was a little bit better at programming, we could make a better Madden. It ended up being like Maximum Football, or Doug Flutie
Right. Well,
Football.
hey, that's what
Dude, I actually saw some things I liked with it. Like, for
it,
I don't
it's
know if I
still
don't know
it's
if you know
still a little
much about it.
wonky, but
Yeah, that's only like a 3-man team working on it. They have
things on
like
it.
they have like one programmer that's doing that entire thing. That's incredible, incredible.
Yeah, for as good as it's been. Well, it's like
Yeah, it's
to knock on developers. Hangry and I last night on COD, he didn't believe me. I said, because we were talking often line. I'm like former offensive lineman that
mhm.
programs them. He's like, no, you're lying, right? And I'm like, no, it's a former offensive lineman that does all these animations.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how it was that NCAA the I want to say the last one they put out they brought in like offensive linemen. They got real blocking, actual blocking. I doubt it's too complex, but I mean if they're AI they can get that. If they can get blocking assignments on that, that's incredible. I mean Madden, Madden not so good,
Yeah,
but
I feel like they say they have the real time physics, and then you see a 190
mm,
pound corner get run like literally fucking hit sticking for a fumble.
yeah.
200 something pound running back. It's like Derrick Henry. I remember playing a game with Derrick getting lit up by I
Yo,
think
you'll just be put on your
Pete
ass, and
Tony,
you're like, dude, I don't think I've ever seen Derrick Henry be put on his ass. Actually, I
right?
lie. I lie. I seen it one time. The Bills were playing the Titans, and the only guy I seen put him on his ass is Tremaine Edmonds, the
Oh
linebacker the
well,
Bills
he's a
have.
fucking
Yeah,
beast. I
like
I
six.
tell
He's like
Hangry that
six. He's like 6'5", 250. Like it runs like a gazelle. That guy's fun to watch. I think he's still very raw, but I think he's gonna be good. But yeah, he fucking stood Derrick Henry up in the hole and put him on his ass. I was like, you're probably. I was watching with my brother. I was like, you're probably not gonna see that again, man. Like, that's just a special play. Like they don't they,
right.
like Tremaine Edmonds is like when you make a freaking. He's like a user god. Like when you get someone in Madden, you hope someone like 6'5", like 85 plus speed, just rangy. Oh, he's incredible. But
And that's what I kept telling Hangry. I'm like, bro, just user Tremaine
yeah,
Edmonds, because he was
yeah,
saying,
man.
he's like, I need to get better. I only use her the D line. I'm like, just user Tremaine Edmonds, and you will get picked. He's 6 fucking 5 with like
Yeah,
80 something speed.
yeah, man, for sure. I think I was telling Ingrid that when I beat him in the playoffs. I was like, you're not. You had a good game plan, but it's like you got to work on usering and like usering the D line's only going to get you so far, but
Uh-huh.
sticking with it and putting time in and he's hopping in RU. Um, RU he'll get more reps in. That's another thing. Getting the reps in, I think that's going to be great for RU too. Just getting people involved with the rules because like you had said coming in, I think the rules are big and scary. Everyone's like, oh my gosh, I got this 12-page rule book. It's a Madden League. Why are you giving me a quiz? But
Yep.
it's like like if we were going through the rule book, which we're not, and I don't have the time, you don't have the time. I'd rather watch paint dry, but
All
it's
right.
like I can go through every single rule and tell you why that rule is in place. Like I,
Somebody broke
yeah,
it.
someone broke it, or it makes sense because of this X, Y, or Z. Like I didn't just sit there like I just had free time. Like, oh yeah, let me just fucking add this fluff in here, blah blah blah. Like like I'm sitting here like that rule book takes time to type. I do it out of the
Right?
kindness
Because
of my heart.
you get on fucking YouTube and
Yeah.
you like Ryan Moody's like the only guy I'll even watch anymore because you get on YouTube and all these Madden guys they're either tooting mutts for him
Yo,
because
one
they're
play
getting fucking
touchdown,
paid.
but
Yeah, and
blitz.
then they're running the same play but they're doing different audibles and it's like how the fuck are you not getting out of your mind running the same play every single fucking like I would be bored out of my mind if I was just running bunch tight halfback wheel making the same audibles over and
Oh my
over.
gosh, terrible. Oh, it's annoying. It's annoying, but that's why we got this sim league, and we've got actual strategy, and there's you can tell what guys know, what they're doing. You guys that know what they're doing typically they stand out. You can tell who actually played real football and who knows Madden and who knows football.
All
Two
right.
completely different things. Oh jeez, Jamie. I'll make game chats if we advance tonight. Not advancing tonight, Jamie. As much as I love to advance, it's not breaking any rules. We can wait one day, guys. We can wait one day. I know I was quick with it, but this game actually has playoff implications, so
What's the remaining game?
it's Eagles and Panthers, and
Okay.
Eagles is tied with Trevor for his division right now.
Okay. So he's making a comeback this year.
Yeah, dude, I just played him. Tight game. It was 12-10. That was a hell of a game. Hell of a game. I couldn't kick for shit. I missed both the extra points and I missed two or three field goals. He missed a field goal, so I won't count the field goals. But it's like, dude, that's why it was that weird score. But yeah, he's great. He's great. He doesn't say much, but he's a Bills fan too, so that gives him like automatically +10. You know, he he never cheeses. You never have to worry about him breaking rules. Love it. Oh wow. That's Oh wow. Holy hell, we're at an hour and a half. This is gonna take a while to upload, but
Oh, geez. I didn't
uh,
realize. I'm sitting in my car this whole time.
well, we're just chilling. We're just chilling. I don't want to hold you up too long though. I'll let you get to your lift. You can pump that iron. But I'm thinking if all right. Last question. We'll end it on here. All right. So out of everyone in rejects, right, that would go into the weight room, who do you think could outlift anyone in rejects? Maybe you don't know. If maybe
hmm.
if anyone in the
How?
rejects.
Hmm. Let's gonna. This is gonna sound funny, but I will explain
All right.
it.
Okay.
I think just because of his pure passion and how like anal he gets about things, I could see old man Ravel
Oh man, Rob.
snorting some nose torque and just
Yo,
getting
going
under the
back to his
bar and
glory
being like,
days.
I'm gonna squat 400
It's
fucking
like, dude,
pounds
I'm the
and
only
I'm
guy
gonna
can fucking
fucking do
squat.
it. He'd blow out. He'd blow out his fucking back and everything. Just get that fucking bar up.
He'd get it right off the freaking squat rack,
Yeah.
collapse down. Be like, "Well, I fucking told you, shithead. Why'd you fucking spot me? You fucking shit." Robel's actually not as old as you think. He's not an old man. He's actually only 30. Like
Okay.
it was not
Okay.
too long ago. He was a left tackle in college, so he's a pretty big dude. So I could definitely see him throwing some weight around. But no offense to you, but I'm thinking my money'd be on Jake Witt. Like Jake Witt,
See,
like
that was gonna be my second, just
yeah,
because I know he's a college athlete.
yeah. I think he just graduated, but I don't know if you've ever seen pictures of him, but he's fucking jacked, dude. Like he
I
he
looked it up when
he
you guys
played
were like
defensive.
glorifying
He
him and
played
saying
defensive
like Jake.
end. Like, dude, he's got no homo, but he's got a great locks of hair. Like, he's fucking built. Like, jeez,
That's when I
yeah,
had to look him up when I saw you guys typing all that. I'm like, "Hey, who the fuck's this Jake Witt guy? He never fucking talks in chat."
yeah. But he's incredible. I follow him on Instagram, so every once in a while he'll be posting he'll be posting his white claws, and I'm like, jeez, this guy's just loving life. Like, what a guy.
Well, I was gonna say if anyone wants my Instagram plug for my lifting, it's just my first name and last name.
I'm
I'll put some lifting stuff up for you guys.
okay, all right, some lifting vids, yeah, some workouts. Can you get
Yeah.
some workouts for the league? Jamie seems pretty into that. I saw Jamie posted a picture in there, and she seemed pretty jacked too. She what did she said? She played soccer and she was in the army, and Jamie definitely hits the gym.
Yep. I got a little book I wrote too, and that's I believe that's still on there. So
Oh, a book. Okay, I'll get
yeah,
it out there. Let's go. Let's give it to me. I'll put it out there to the masses.
it's more of a manual on how to lift, but it's I mean it's like you pick it up, you read it, and you can go into the gym and start writing your own shit.
Damn. I'll get it out there. Dude, all my roommates, that's all they do for a living is write workout plans, and I'm like, I haven't lifted in a while. Help me out here.
Yep, I'll shoot you it in the DMs
All right,
after I
all right,
get done with the lifts.
all right. We'll get it out there. All
But
right.
no, man, thanks for having me
Yeah,
on.
dude. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for helping out. It's been a big help having, now my league office is dwindling down, but it's a big help uh, having you guys step up. I know it's a lot more time than probably you think. Like just
Oh, I'd imagine it's a lot
yeah,
of time because I've just had to go through a couple games being an admin in the other league already, and I would realize I was sitting there for 45 minutes,
yeah,
freaking combing through one game.
yeah. So
So
yeah, it's a big help, you guys, because I mean, like if we didn't have people step up, or you wouldn't be running, and I think RU's going to be a big thing. It's going to
well,
set us apart. Like Hangry said it. Like he's like, bet on yourself, grow from the inside, and like, just go with it, man. Like expand from the inside. Like keep getting guys in here, and like that just sets you apart.
definitely, definitely.
So thank you, Adam Schefter, Robust Pants, the Jets user, Saints user, RU admin. I think that's all your titles. Once
Yep,
again. But I'll get all that stuff out
you
here
got
and
them
then
all.
publish this. I'll publish it and I'll put it out there. So it'll probably be tomorrow morning. This will take a little while. But thanks again for coming on, man.
Hey, no problem, Fallen. I appreciate it, man. Take care.